Alright, so our topic for today is about the elements of story. So, first, let's define a short story. May I call on Stephanie to please read the definition on the screen?
A short story is a work of fictional narrative prose with a few characters, limited setting, and a single major event
Okay,
teaching.
thank you. So, a short narrative is a work of fictional narrative prose with a few characters, limited setting, and a single major event. Also, short story is also written to entertain and bring message to the reader. And in writing a short story, there are important things to consider, such as the characters, the plot, the setting, the theme, and the dialogue. So first, let's define each elements. So what is a character? May I call on Stephanie to please read?
A character is a person, animal, or an object
Alright,
in a
again, a
story.
character is a person, animal, or an object in a story. So if we say character, it can be a person, an animal, or an object. So why should a story have characters? Simple, because the characters will be the one to perform the actions and speak the dialogue in the story and move along in the plot. So there are major types of character. The first is protagonist and the second one is the antagonist. So the protagonist, may I call on Stephanie to please read it again?
Protagonist is the main character in a story.
Alright, thank you. So the protagonist is the main character. So in Filipino, we call it bida. That specific character may be the one to solve the conflict or the problem in the story. So next is the antagonist. So the antagonist, this is the character or a group of characters is the cause of the conflict to the protagonist. So this character or group of characters causes the conflict or the problem to the main character, which is the protagonist. So without the character, there is no story to tell, just only a full of scenery. Characters are what makes a story great. So the next element of the story is the plot. So what is a plot? Kindly read.
Plot is a sequence of events in the story teacher.
Alright, thank you. So the plot is the element of story which it refers to what happened to the story. There will be the cause and effects of the story. So in short, the plot is the foundation of the story. So next is we have the setting. So the setting is the time and location which a story takes place, all right? The time and location which the story happens. So next is the theme. So what is a theme? The underlying idea of the story. So the theme is the idea of the story, the message of the story to the reader. So lastly, the element of the story is the dialogue. So what is a dialogue? A dialogue is the conversation between two or more people. So the story should have dialogue, a conversation of the characters. So again, what is a short story? A short story is a work of fictional narrative prose with a few characters, limited setting, and a single major event. And the elements are characters, plot, setting, theme, and dialogue. Alright, so I have here an example of a story, a short story. Are you all ready to listen?
Yes, teacher.
Alright, let's begin. So I will be the one to read the story, and I want you all to listen very carefully because after that I will be asking questions, okay? Alright.
Yes, teacher.
Alright, so the story is entitled The Monkey Who Wanted to Swim by Pablo D. Balthazar. Once, there was a monkey that could do so many things other animals could do. He could run fast, carry heavy loads, bark like a real dog, and moan like a goat, and many other things. He would always tell other animals that he is the most superior animal because he resembled a man. One day, he was walking near a river. There were two big ducks in the water, challenged him to swim. He didn't know how to swim, but there were other animals that heard the challenge and prodded him to join the race in the water. So he accepted the challenge and jumped at once into the water. Alas, the water was so deep that he drowned. So what is the title of the story?
The monkey who wanted to swim, teacher.
Very good. And what do you think is the characteristic of the monkey?
The monkey is very arrogant. He thinks he could really do everything,
Yes, it
teacher.
is. The monkey acts like a man and is superior to the other animals. And he doesn't want the other animals to be the most superior than him. So he always tell other animals the things he could do. And where is the setting of the story?
I think the setting of the story, teacher, is in the forest near the
Yes,
river.
and what do you think is the behind of the story? What I mean is the message of the story. What does the author is trying to tell us about the story of the monkey who wanted to swim?
Teacher, I think what the author is trying to tell us is it is good to be proud of yourself, yet be humble enough because I believe that people around us will like you if you're humble, kind, and have respect to yourself and to others. Sometimes we have this trait that we only believe in ourselves and we don't want other people.
Okay, thank you. That's a good realization, Stephanie. You know what, class? In the story a while ago, the attitude and the behavior of the characters are just like us humans. Why? Because I know that you met or you will met a person someday with the same behavior and attitude, just like the characteristic of the monkey in the story. And it's very difficult to handle that kind of attitude and behavior because they always believe that they are always right and they want everybody to praise them because they can do different things, either easy or difficult. And even if they really can do it, but they always pretend that they really do it, but because they will be embarrassed if they say that they can't do it because they always say I want this because I can do it, right? Because but being confident of yourself is good. It is good, but being overconfident is really not good. And you know, in the story a while ago, I it made me realize that there will be a person or people that will come to your life that will make us to feel regrets on our bad attitude and behavior. So I want all of you, everybody, so let's not do the same behavior and attitude of the monkey in the story because after that, you will regret it after, okay? So I think that you understand the lesson for today's class, and I hope that each of you will put it in your heart and mind, the lesson or the moral lesson of the story.